On this episode of Bad Day Excellence, save money, eat healthier, and make meal planning effortless. Simple habits, big impact. Let's dive in. Good day to you all, and welcome to Bad Day Excellence, the podcast where we transform tough days into opportunities for growth. I'm Brian Walsh, an optimist with over a decade of experience in marketing, leadership, and personal transformation. In that time, I've shed more than 100 pounds, run a marathon, built a successful freelancing business, and worked with some of the most inspiring people I've ever met. I'm here to help you build habits that create clarity, success, and a meaningful life, even when life feels chaotic. Every week, we'll dive into the art of habit formation and how you can apply them to your career, parenting, relationships, and beyond. Struggling to eat healthy without overspending? Meal planning is the secret weapon for saving money, reducing stress, and building better eating habits. I'm breaking down simple strategies to make meal prep easy, cut grocery costs, and eliminate food waste so you can stay on track without the overwhelm. Let's turn your kitchen into a habit building powerhouse. Ready to turn a bad day into your next breakthrough? Let's get started. I don't know about you, but food prices are ridiculous. Just the cost of eggs alone has made me shift my entire meal plan around. So I thought this would be the perfect time to discuss how to stay on a budget without sacrificing your health. Because let's be honest, the cheap food is the stuff that's incredibly processed and it's filled with sugars. Eating that junk is going to leave you less satisfied than the ending of Lost. I just read an article. The US Department of Agriculture projects that food prices will actually go up another 2% in 2025. That's on top of what we already pay. So I want you to start being proactive with your purchasing habits when it comes to food. You can save up to 30% when you plan your meals. Not to mention, you tend to actually make healthier choices when you already have made them. The funny thing is, my wife and I don't really do a good job planning dinners, but we absolutely crush it for breakfast and lunch. Why does this matter? Because our mornings and afternoons are already crazy, and we don't have time to think about what to eat. We just focus on what other tasks we have at that moment. We were just talking about this yesterday. Two of the three meals is still a 66% success rate, right? Which means that we're beating the odds and only need to worry about the 33%. I've talked about your millionaire morning routine, and meal prep is just one of the other tricks to help you become more productive. Think of your brain as a glass of water. Every morning when you wake up, it's filled to the top, right to the brim, right? Every single decision you make, you take a sip. Small decisions, small sips. Big, complex decisions, you better start chugging. Obviously, I'm getting at the fact that after so many decisions made throughout the day, you're out of water. And when we are out of water, we make bad choices. This is why meal planning is so essential. It eliminates the amount of decisions you have to make throughout your day. So your brain doesn't have to be mush by lunchtime. Studies have shown that you get a little extra energy after eating, primarily because of the glucose levels in your brain tend to get a boost, right? But not to the levels that you have in the morning. My wife and I will go back and forth about what we want to eat. I'll rattle off 5 different options. She'll shoot every single one of them down, and she doesn't even know. Like, she basically, what she says is, I don't know what I want. And that's primarily because it's after a whole day of decision making. And so, like, her brain is mush. She's low glucose levels and just wasn't sure. Hey, if you're enjoying this content and think somebody else could benefit from it, consider sharing it with them. Or even add a 5-star review so that we can get in front of more people and turn their bad days into excellence. Thank you so much. Oh, and don't get me started on time savings. In the morning, I just open my fridge and grab the overnight oats between my workout and getting my youngest ready for school. At lunch, I reach for a burrito bowl and sit to enjoy some reading or eat it quickly so I could go for a stroll around the block. The food doesn't have to be boring either. My wife just made chicken Alfredo with protein pasta that had me floating through the house like a cartoon character, like just following my nose, floating there, following the aroma, right? We want you to save time and energy so you could do what you want to do because you've already knocked out what you need to do. In your head, you might just have this, hey, Brian, this all sounds great, but where do I start, right? It's time to take tiny bites. See what I did there? I'm a dad. Let me cook. All right, I'll stop. But seriously, where do we start? Let's just start with breakfast and keep it simple. You may say, Brian, I don't eat breakfast. Well, I'd say, don't be a jerk. We're talking about your first meal. If you prefer a liquid breakfast of coffee and hate, that's on you. But I'm telling you right now, you need to fuel your body as soon as you can wake up because otherwise, you're not going to have the energy you need by the end of the day. By the way, ideally, I really actually want you to start with a full glass of water in the morning. This is a non-negotiable. Do it, or I will channel my inner Liam Neeson and find you. Drink it and don't complain. Before eggs became as expensive as my college tuition, I would make 6 individual soufflés that would make your taste buds dance. 1 whole egg, 4 egg whites with some fiesta cheese, peppers, onions, ground turkey meat, toss in some taco seasoning, right? I started with muffin tins, they were just like individual things, but then I realized you could just buy some glass lunch containers and then put them right in the oven. It decreased my time by an additional 20 minutes, and I wouldn't lose them trying to scoop them out, right? So these things were amazing. 360 calories with 38 grams of protein. I would feel so satisfied and full for hours. I miss them so much. Side note, that breakfast prep took me about an hour, and I enjoyed doing it. But alas, we can't have chickens on my property unless I can convince the township that they're like emotional support animals. Instead, I spend 15 minutes on Sunday making overnight oats for the week. Most of the time, it's trying not to spill the oats all over the counter as I pour them, with a measuring cup into mason jars. Either I need a smaller cup or a larger mason jar, either way, or maybe a funnel, right? So here's what I do. I mix a half a cup of oats, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, a handful of frozen blueberries, a cup of almond milk, and a scoop of chocolate protein powder. And then you know what? Like just to make it just a little bit sweeter, I put a dash of real maple syrup. This is a little higher on my macros. All right, bear with me. But I adore. Basically, I just accordingly, the what I eat throughout the day based off of based off of my meal prep, right? So this is about 425 calories, 34 grams of protein. The carbs, they're extra high at 55 grams. You're eating oats, and I've got some blueberries in there too, right? But my body uses this energy throughout the day, so I'm not really concerned. Again, I'll shift. Later in the day, I'll eat more protein, less carbohydrates. You need proteins. You need fat. Do not just say, oh my God, I don't, I don't eat carbs. You need carbs. Carbs are everywhere in everything you eat. You need it for fuel. So don't be stupid, okay? So that's breakfast. Now on to lunch. Right now, I'm going through a lot of what we have in our house, right? Like, just I'm going through our pantry. What do we have? Like, let me just pick and choose what we have. I had a huge bag of quinoa, so I'm making quinoa taco bowls. But you could do any sort of ground beef, chicken, or ground turkey meat. Just cook it up, add some taco seasoning, add in a bag of mixed frozen onion peppers from Walmart. That's like $2.50. And then my favorite, Fiesta cheese. Bam! Enough food for the week. Something that tastes so good, you'll want to slap your mama. Yes, I'm feeling feisty today. Must be the cheese. The goal here is to plan to make food once and spread it over 5 days. So keep that bulk mindset as you start your planning. If you like variety, then make 2 smaller batches and alternate, or trade with your significant other if you have someone at your house or who is down for making good, healthy choices as well in their lives. Hey, if you're loving the podcast, you'll love Mindset in Motion, my free, no BS weekly newsletter. 1 habit tip, One thought, one check-in, all in under 5 minutes. Sign up at baddayexcellence.com. It's quick, it's fun, and it actually helps. Now go get it. It's shopping time. With prices so high, I've been finding myself actually at Aldi and Walmart, mainly for most of our items, right? Because their prices are a lot cheaper. I could not believe it. I think I got a dozen eggs for like 5 or $6, which is a lot less than what I was finding at ShopRite. So that's definitely one of the things that I've been looking for. So sometimes you can't find those items in those stores. Like for instance, I have to go. My kids love pizza goldfish. I know it's processed, but sometimes you just got to grab them because even I occasionally will eat them, and I have to go to ShopRite for that. So it's okay. And mind you, I'm not here to judge you. Choose your battles, and if they're just everything within moderation. My wife and I will plan what we want to eat for the week. We'll take just 5, 10 minutes, choose what we want to do, and then we'll add it to we have this app, AnyList, and we both have the account on our phones. We add it in there, and then one of us will go grocery shopping. So creating a grocery list will help you stay on task and less likely to impulse buy, which saves you money in your pocket again, right? With today's apps, it's even easier to compare the prices at multiple stores near you, right? We we actually get free shipping and order ahead at Walmart with our American Express Platinum card. The very first episode of Bad Day Excellence, I talked about finding money. We're getting these benefits from this credit card, and so if you get a chance, go look. Maybe there's a benefit like this, or maybe they reimburse you for certain expenditures, right? So we don't even need to step in the store because of this. We just place the order, go there, they drop it off at our car. This is great. There's a $5 savings there because it costs about $5, but also if you think about it, sometimes that $5, if you're very susceptible to buying something, when you go shopping, buying extra, then maybe that you weigh those positives, right? This definitely keeps me from the clearance aisle, by the way, where I tend to gravitate towards where I can, end up finding something that I actually don't need, but, hey, it's on clearance. Ugh, I fall for it every time. You also, inside of these apps, you can find digital coupons. I just want to say, and it's totally my fault, I flubbed and I bought Zyrtec without clipping the $10 digital coupon. My grandmom's gonna hear me. She's gonna kill me when she hears this. I'm totally kicking myself. That's $10. It could have been a dozen eggs, right? There's another benefit to all of this that I want to touch upon. We throw out a lot less. The average American spends over $700 annually on food that goes into the trash. I'm no stranger to this, especially when a recipe calls for just like one baby carrot. And now you have this whole bag that in my house, I'm the only one who eats carrots. I keep trying to get people to do it, like Mason and Ryder, like, hey, eat these. They're great. But they'll take a bite and they're like, nah, not too much. My wife, definitely not. And then I'll tell myself, "Hey, maybe you make a carrot cake." And then, you know what? I remember, it'll just sit next to the unmade banana bread. If you need it, freeze it. I I'll freeze ripe bananas for my protein shakes later, right? So just don't always toss it out. Maybe think about it. But also, like, you can use leftovers in different ways. If we have some extra chicken, I'll make a wrap for dinner. Made too many veggies? Throw them in a soup. Don't waste food, especially after you just put time into making it. You can even use AI like ChatGPT or Google. Just add your ingredients and say, make a meal out of this, right? I just Googled meal prep ideas for the week that I can make in under 30 minutes. I found Korean inspired turkey meal prep bowls. Obviously, this is bookmarked for this Sunday. I will always tell you to go small first. So try breakfast. Choose it, make it, and eat it. Okay, so here's your challenge for this week. Make a grocery list and stick to it. Don't buy anything else. If you're crazy and you want to step up your game, then let's figure out what your breakfast or lunch plan is. I'll post a few recipes that I found with time and cost estimates. One is honey garlic chicken with broccoli and quinoa, which I'm pretty sure is happening in our house soon. Check them out at baddayexcellence.com/feed me. If you find any good recipes, I want you to email them to me, Brian at baddayexcellence.com, or send them to me via Instagram at WalshMeGrow. I've got a lot of go-to meals, but I would love some new ones to try. If you haven't already, please leave a review and a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or anywhere you listen to your podcast. Ratings, comments, shares are all forms of showing love, not just to me, but to others. Because together, we're not just getting through bad days, we're turning them into something great. I'm Brian Walsh, your guide to habit crafting and biggest champion. Thanks for tuning into Bad Day Excellence. See you next time.